at the swap shop on. And their number is 828-442-6173. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are wrapping up the Carolina Swap Shop for the week. And I got to say, it's been a fantastic week of bargains, steals, savings. So thank you, every single one of y'all, for tuning on in. Hope all of y'all have a great weekend. But before I wrap things up, you can always give me a toll-free call, 888-331-0269. And our email is ncswapshop@yahoo.com. This has been another installment of the Carolina Swap Shop. Thank y'all so very much for tuning on in, and have a great, safe weekend. And join me next time for the Carolina Swap Shop.
Me, 92.9 W225BD, Statesville.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Oil prices are falling. Stock prices are on the rise after President Trump and the Iranian foreign minister announced the Strait of Hormuz has now fully reopened to commercial shipping. The announcement's made separately this morning on social media. President Trump says Israel is prohibited from further strikes on Lebanon, saying enough is enough in the Israel-Hezbollah war. Mr. Trump has invited the leaders of Israel and Lebanon to the White House for talks. It is a historic turn of events that Israel and Lebanon are talking about peace. The Iran war truce is holding so far, but the president says that if Iran does not agree to a deal with the U.S., the fighting will resume. He does describe things as going swimmingly, though, and says the war could end pretty soon. The Dow is up 933 points. The NASDAQ ahead almost 300 points. This is SRN News.
I talked to a lot of great companies. Very few of them actually literally surprised me, but Fellowship Home Loans sure did. For over 20 years, Mike and Brian and the team there have been helping families do something most people think is more complicated than it has to be. Get into a home, lower their rate, or tap into equity they didn't even realize they had. Everything at Fellowship is done in-house. One roof, one great team, all with a servant-led mentality. From your first phone call to closing, you're going to get people who know you by name. They'll know your situation. They treat you like family. They're also offering a free mortgage checkup right now. Don't miss out. Rates are lower now than if you purchased or refinanced your home in the last few years. Many Fellowship customers are saving hundreds of dollars a month when refinancing, and there are no payments for 2 months. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382. The following program is a paid advertisement and does not necessarily represent the views, opinions, or endorsements of Signal Hill Media Partners, its affiliate stations, or its advertisers.
Say what you want.
Welcome to We're Just Sayin' with Senator Vickie Sawyer and co-host David Coble. Join them each week as they provide the latest updates on legislation affecting North Carolina, from breaking down key bills to answering your live call-in questions. Senator Sawyer and David engage in meaningful conversations on the issues that matter most to our state. No matter your political affiliation, We're Just Sayin' keeps you informed and involved in the efforts to make North Carolina a better place for everyone. Welcome to the conversation.
Good morning, everyone. You're listening to We're Just Saying with Senator Vickie Sawyer and David. If you'd like to be part of the show, 704-873-9929. We're back. 2-week hiatus? We took off for Good Friday.
Yes.
Good Friday. I hope you had a happy Easter.
Yes.
And then the other one, it was your fault. You were out of town.
David, we've learned that today that a lot of things with scheduling is my fault.
You are not a good scheduler. you are struggle busing on scheduling.
We have another victim yet of the Vickie Sawyer scheduling debacle. A fellow to your left.
Yes.
I don't know I know many in our listening audience have already known Kevin. He was elected before in Cabarrus County.
Yes.
He was also just won a primary and now is the Republican nominee for the North Carolina Senate in Cabarrus County. And he is also the latest victim of the scheduling debacle by Vickie Sawyer.
Yes. So basically,
So he went to the wrong radio station.
Wrong radio
at the
station.
wrong time.
At the wrong time, and
He finally ended up in the right place.
But at least he made it to the right city. At least he made it to the right city. At least she didn't send you to a totally different city. Kevin, welcome. It's great to have you.
Great to be here. Thank you very much. I was actually headed to Cornelius.
Yes. Yeah, and that's a long time ago too. Cornelius was a long time ago at the other station that we were a part of. But it's great to have you here.
It is great to have you here, and this will be an all call. If any of you out there want to help me with my scheduling, and to help me, I will double the pay that I give to David for you to help me run my schedule.
That's big money right there.
It's big.
That's big money right
it's
there.
It's not just a zero; it's a double zero.
Exactly.
So you
with no decimal point. With no decimal point at all.
You know what? Every day I wake up praying for perfection, and I go to bed at night begging for forgiveness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, that's just who I am.
Well, I appreciate that you beg for perfection.
I beg for perfection.
I appreciate that you do that. But maybe instead of praying for perfection, maybe you could pray for getting just a touch closer to it. Don't go the whole way. Just get a little closer. At least, maybe
better.
You can work your calendar better.
I know. I agree. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not about me. It's about Kevin today.
It's always about you.
It is always about me.
Always about you. But Kevin, it is great to have you here. So for our listeners who may not know, as Vickie mentioned, former House member, and now you ran a primary for the North Carolina Senate. What exactly, made you decide you wanted to go to the dark side with Senator Sawyer? Because I always thought the House was the light, the Senate was the dark. That's what you always used to say to me when we would talk. But now you've decided to go over to the dark side. What made you do that?
You can sit on the outside and complain. You can get inside and fix it.
Exactly. There you go. I like it.
I know. I love it. Yeah.
No, it's like I was saying earlier that I just felt like the people in my district deserved to elect their representative, and I wanted to give them an opportunity to do that. Paul did a great job for Cabarrus County, and I'm looking forward to following in what he's laid out in the previous. And I just wasn't ready to be done with it. And I gave it one more shot, and I had committed that if I didn't win this race, I would be out of politics. It would be the end for me. But I would move on to vacationing in St. Lucia or something like that.
There you go.
Well, you do have an active life outside of politics. It's not like you're just a regular old guy who sits there and watches Fox News and screams at the TV during the day. You actually have a huge business. And if I were an opponent of yours, I would be very nervous. Like Eddie Settle the same way. If your political opponent owns a sign company, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. So how many signs did you put out during your primary?
I stopped counting it. I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000.
Oh, my God. I could imagine.
It was interesting. I had to match my opponent sign for sign.
Yes.
Plus one or two more, I guess.
Yes.
Well, and our good friend Vickie loves signs, especially in the right-of-way.
I do not like a political sign. I do not. I don't mind them if they're people's yards. Billboards, but trashing up our right-of-ways.
I have to. If it was up to me, we'd not have any signs at all.
Yeah.
But since we do, it's part of the game. You got to play.
Exactly.
Well, you're going to have to put out that many more signs because your next upcoming race is one of the hit list races that I've seen, even by the National Democratic State Legislative Committee, that they are going to play in this little race in Cabarrus County, but it's not a little race, is it? You've got a pretty tough race coming up.
No, they say it's about a 50-50 shot right now. It's anybody's game to win. I think we're gonna run a good campaign. We're gonna be strong. We're gonna be positive and basically build on what we've done in the past. I think my business acumen, living in Cabarrus County since 1981, most people in Cabarrus County would call me now that I'm native because I've lived there longer than they were alive. But I think it's going to be a tough race, but I think we're prepared for it.
Good.
I think we're ready to get it done.
So, Kevin, let me ask you something. I think a lot of people would be surprised that a race in Cabarrus County, from a Republican-Democrat standpoint, would be close because, Cabarrus County and Iredell County, where Senator Sawyer is, have been mirrors of each other for a very long time, politically speaking. And Cabarrus County at one time was a deep, deep red county. What has happened over the years that has seen a shift to the point where your race is so close or projected to be so close?
Well, we still have in terms of area, we still have quite a large area of strong Republican precincts in Cabarrus County. But the problem is we have a lot of larger cities. Concord has grown tremendously over the last 30, 40 years. And with that has brought folks from the city, people moving out of Charlotte, looking for lower taxes, looking for better schools. And I think that shift has brought more of a less conservative voting population. We also have a huge influx of folks from India that live in Cabarrus County. I think there's 17,000 registered Indian voters in Cabarrus County.
Wow.
And they are becoming more active in politics. I think that's affecting the way things are turning out. And I just think that there's been a shift. And if I've heard ever since I've been running for office or been involved that Cabarrus County continues to turn a little more purple, blue and red mixed together. And I see that in the election cycle. So I just think in terms of volume of solid Republican voters versus solid Democratic voters, there's more Democrats. I think there's more Republicans totally, but the question is who shows up at the election. You know, we mimic the state in the sense that we have 37% are unaffiliated. Mm-hmm. And I think the unaffiliated are the ones that are going to decide the election this year. And it's going to be who can connect with them with the policy issues that we have in North Carolina and get them comfortable with it. This is the right person to solve those problems in Raleigh.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. So what do you think as you will go into the general election, right? I mean, it really was only about a month ago you won the primary, and now there's no resting. You're right into the primary to jump in. What are going to be some of the things that you're highlighting and pushing for, in your candidacy to advocate to the voters to come out and support you?
Well, yeah, I took a deep breath. I had time after the primary to take one deep breath, and then it's been back at it. But I'm a small business owner. I've got a company that has about 50 employees. So any issues that impact small businesses, I don't remember the exact number, but I think 85% of the people in North Carolina work for a small business in Cabarrus County or in North Carolina total. So the majority of our employers are small. We have to be very cognizant of those companies like mine, and I definitely want to be an advocate. We're dealing with some issues on sales tax and how it gets paid to the state that affects cash flows of small businesses are problematic to a small business. And honestly, one of the things we've fought for the last 30 years in our company is affordable health care for our employees. And, we don't get the benefits of companies that have 5,000 employees because we have 50. So we're struggling always to try to get those same cost benefits to our employees so that we can afford to hire them and afford to pay them. So I think that's definitely, I have a cattle farm down in Midland, North Carolina. We have about 50 head of cattle. It's a passion that I've had since I was a kid. I love doing it. But obviously I also sell signs. Signs go on buildings that are being built. So it's development. So we have to balance. It's a very important thing that we balance between agricultural land and how we expand and how we grow so that both can coexist and survive. And I think that's critical in legislation about how we address that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really love that about your service, and all small business owners who choose to run for Senate and the House, because we do bring a certain perspective that you need to have a real world example of how tax policy can affect you, or how not even just tax policy, like you said, healthcare, all of those things, because you live on 100% commission. I live on 100% commission.
100%.
Yeah, there's nobody out there who says I'm going to get a raise. I can't just go complain to my boss because that's where we got. But then
I don't listen to me very well.
Yeah, you don't? No, I bet you do have a boss though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Does your wife work with you in the business?
She runs it.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Well, we all answer to somebody, right? But when I'm saying those things, because oftentimes when you're in Raleigh, and if you don't have those real world experiences, then you can fall prey to what lobbyists say that should be the best thing, or what maybe a staff person thinks is the best, because then they don't really understand, because they don't have to sign the front of those paychecks every week. And that's something that you bring to the General Assembly.
I think it's a big part of what gives me a difference. I mean, as a freshman in the House, I was able to sit through the entire appropriations process, understood it. Not necessarily that they asked me one time, what do you think about it? I said, well, I would never run my business this way.
Right.
But the bottom line is, what I realized when I was there is the state government really is a big business, and there's things that you have to look at and make a business decision about dollars and cents, and how do you spend that money. And I often tell people, the state's just like you, they have a bottom in their pocket, and we have to stay off the bottom or we're going to not survive. And I think having that business experience of having to make those decisions for yourself and know that there's a bottom in your pocket and it only goes so far are critical when you start talking about legislation related to small business and other issues as well.
100%, because if we get it wrong, we don't fire ourselves, right? We have to actually fire other people.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most miserable part of my job, right, is when you have to have those tough conversations. And hopefully it's them that did something wrong, that it wasn't me that made that bad decision.
It's not you, it's them.
It's them. It always is. It really always is.
It's never you. It's never you.
I'm not that way. I really am not that way. I just
You're
do
really
it.
not.
I just do
They
it.
didn't stop her from doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, okay, so a little bit of fun here. So you were a House member. From what I remember, you were the freshman
Leader, yeah.
leader.
Mhm.
Okay. So what do they say about us senators? I want to hear all the dish. Like, at first,
Keep in mind, we do not have a 7-second delay button.
yeah.
So
Obviously-
just putting that out there.
Obviously, they say that I'm the coolest, right? Of course, that's what
I
they
hear
say.
that every day.
No, I'm just always interested to know, like, what is the lore about the Senate that comes from some of the House? Maybe not you specifically. Yes, I'm putting you
Do I
on
have to be nice?
No, I'd prefer that you not be nice.
No,
I want to know.
Really, it's I think the stopgate of getting bills stuck in the Senate, when you make a good bill, you get it passed through the House, you think you're flying high, next thing you know, it's in Senate rules, and you're like, it's going to die there.
Yeah.
And you get to go over to Bill, and you're like, Bill, please. And,
Yeah.
learning that process is very valuable to try and figure out how you get bills passed. And Jeffrey McNeely made the greatest comment to me that I've never forgot when I first got elected. He said, Kevin, if you want to get anything done up here, you have to have a friend in these 4 different areas, committees and finance and different. And I said, he was definitely dead on. If you don't build those relationships with folks, you're not going to get anything done, because there's plenty of ways. When I first decided to run, I went to a home builders meeting, and Tim Minton was there.
Yes.
And he puts a chart on the wall. He says, this chart shows you all the ways we can kill a bill. And I thought, interesting. I thought we were there to pass bills.
Yeah, no.
But when there's people that are against your bill, and I think the other thing is interesting that roughly, I think they say 1,800 bills get introduced in a session, and of the 1,800, maybe less than 100 will actually make it into law, maybe 200, I think the number was. So when you think about that, there's 170 legislators. That means less than 1 bill per legislator will get passed into law. So it's pretty significant. So when you do get something passed, you feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, it's been a while for me. I did. If you come into my office, I was really doing great my first 2 years. So I've got like 4 bills. Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, you've gotten lazy. I think what I take from that is you've gotten lazy.
Yeah, I got rallified as well.
Yes, you did. You got run. You all you've done is feather your nest.
Yeah,
You're not really pushing much these days, are you?
No.
Well, no, but in fairness, you have chosen to you tackled some really great things, and I've always complimented you on it, between child marriage and the North Carolina State High School Athletic Association,
Lord.
which is still one of my favorites, by the way.
Lord.
That was one of my favorite times.
There was a retirement.
Yes.
Yes.
There was, finally.
Yeah. I didn't say that. You did.
I said that. I can say I have the luxury of being able to say those things. but you've chosen to tackle the small thing in North Carolina, which is transportation, and so that one is a little bit more of a behemoth. It's a little bit tougher to get stuff through on that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, so a couple things that. Of course, you're on my team because you're Republican, and we actually got elected at close to the same time. When did you first come into the North Carolina State House?
2023.
Oh, no, I was way off on that. But I remember you're my neighbor.
We are neighbors.
You're my neighbor in Raleigh. But a couple things that I hope, if anyone in Cabarrus County is listening, that I want you to support Kevin for, and one is this. I have the luxury of having really great House representatives in Iredell County, and actually I have a very good one in North Mecklenburg that's in my delegation. She's great. She's not a Republican. So when things have to happen, I'm the one that they all run to because they know I'm in the majority party and they know that we can get it done. And not that Beth isn't a great person. It's just it's harder for her to get anything done legislatively because she's in the minority party. Yep. So if you were Cabarrus County and you're a resident there and you have a choice between Kevin and the loser, then what you're going to say is, I'm going to choose Kevin. Right? Regardless of what some attack ads are saying or what's in your mailbox, because talk about it. You know how to do the legislation. You'll be in the majority party. And there are real issues in Cabarrus County that need to be addressed and helped legislatively.
Absolutely. I mean, we're just like the rest of the state. We all have issues. Cabarrus is fortunate to be out of 100 counties, we're one of 20 that are growing as opposed to the 80 that are shrinking. And you don't think about that. We have issues with that growth. We have a lot of concerns from the residents about how we're growing, water, sewer capacity, all those issues. We bought back significant appropriations in the last election cycle or last budget cycle, and all that was spent on infrastructure issues that we have in Cabarrus County related to water and sewer and airports and that kind of stuff. So our problems are different maybe than what might be down east, but it's still a problem. And we battle that. So, and if we have to work together to solve those issues, you know, us with counties around us. And I have a lot of friends in Mecklenburg County, and I often tell them, I said, look, you need to understand in Mecklenburg County, the people that are passing legislation that are protecting you and keeping you safe don't live in Mecklenburg County. They live around Mecklenburg County, because we want to help you squash that so it doesn't move to our communities. And it's a big responsibility we have. And I look forward to that. I really do.
Well, it sounds like you got a heck of a fight on your hands, and it sounds like you're definitely ready for those positions. And when you go back, are those things that you really want to focus on? Is it the water, sewer, infrastructure? Is it like, what are going to be your passion projects when you come back into the Senate?
Well, I think we covered a little bit of that, but to kind of reiterate a little bit, obviously our agriculture is going to be one of them. I want to make sure that farmers have what they need to survive and exist in a world that's very difficult. I know beef prices are really high, you know, and fertilizer prices are out of the roof. You almost can't afford to buy fertilizer anymore. So we have to really look at that and how do we help farmers with that problem? Because ultimately what it ends up with is higher food costs for us at the table, and that's what we don't want. You know, we don't want to pay $8 for a dozen eggs or $8 a pound for beef or whatever it is. So that's critical. As a small business guy, obviously small business is an issue I want to focus on. I've taken when I went to a convention in Florida, in Orlando, and I learned a lot about the human trafficking issue in the world and also in the United States. And took back some knowledge that I gained there and addressed it in North Carolina. We passed a landmark legislation related to anti-human trafficking in the hotel industry. We also made solicitation of prostitute a felony. We're only the second state in the nation to do that. That was critical. I knew when we passed that bill that it has more work to do, and I'm looking forward to advancing that. I think we need to do training in schools. I think there needs to be that. There's also other places. I had someone tell me the other day that they walked into a rental car agency and there were signs on the wall related to anti-human trafficking, and they felt really good that those signs are on the wall and that kind of attention is being given us, because it's a huge problem. It's the number 2 business in the world next to drug trafficking.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and over 20,000 kids in the United States will be trafficked this year alone. And that's not a lot, but if you're one of them, it's too many.
That is a lot.
So I think we got some work to do there, and that's definitely going to be an area of focus. Healthcare cost is always an issue for me to try to battle and do the right thing on that. We passed Medicaid expansion when I was there with you, and I didn't do that because it was cheap. I didn't do it. I just felt that those folks need healthcare, and it's very important for us to do what we can to provide that. And I think we have to continue to focus on that and make sure that healthcare is available to everyone.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Vickie mentioned a minute ago, and you had mentioned about wastewater treatment, water, and everything like that. And that's one of those subjects. It's not sexy. It's not interesting to talk, except for nerds like me, because I find stuff like that fascinating. But Cabarrus County has actually been going through for a while now, because of the growth and everything like that, challenges with wastewater capacity and things like that. I think it was a $200 million expansion of the facilities. I think phase 1 has just gotten done, but it has become a big issue now because Mooresville just recently passed a moratorium for a portion of Mooresville because of wastewater treatment capacity. Troutman is on a total 30-month moratorium because they don't have any more capacity. Statesville's looking at a bunch of expansion for their facilities for all of their growth, and so it seems to be an issue across the state right now. Given your experience with Cabarrus County and things like that, do you have any thoughts on what are the right solutions? Because wastewater treatment capacity and expansion, as you well know, being from Cabarrus County and what it costs there, is an extraordinarily expensive proposition, and the state only has so much money to go around. So how do we go about fixing that and getting the appropriate expansion, the appropriate regulations, while ensuring that environmentally we're sound, but we're not putting undue burdens on local municipalities and things like that?
I think it's a great point. It's a great challenge. It really is. When I was there, we brought back $11 million for just one plant down in Midland, North Carolina, the Muddy Creek plant, to do an $11 million expansion because it was just necessary. But we also have to worry about water supply, these interbasin transfers. I'm not that familiar with them, but I know they exist and they're problematic. And everybody's battling for the water supply. What we don't want to do is do what happened over there I think it was Rio Grande or something, where actually the water used to run all the way to the ocean, and today it doesn't make it to the ocean because it all gets consumed upriver. We have to be cognizant of that as we look at this. The other thing, I know Paul Newton worked really hard when we were there to try to get DEQ to reconsider how they allocate capacity. You know, at one time I did a calculation and we realized that there was $30 million worth of infrastructure sitting in the ground that DEQ wouldn't let us use. It seems like a silly investment to have all that sitting in the ground and not be able to use it. So we got to look at smarter ways to do that. I've also looked at Mount Pleasant was looking at one time of putting in a natural processing type environmental safe system where you could actually build a bog, so to speak, and it would process all the sewage and stuff, and actually clean water would come out the other side of it and go back into the river. I think those kind of solutions are something that we have to consider as well. But all of us want to make sure that when we hit that handle, that what's in there goes away. And that's what we have to do. I mean, Cabarrus County has the same problem. I'm actually in the process of purchasing another piece of property up there. And even though it has sewer capacity on it, but because it's been sitting empty for 2 years, they basically said, well, you got to go back and reapply for sewer capacity that's already there. That, you're like, this doesn't make sense to me, but that's how close our capacity is and how constrained it is to get that allocated.
I was wondering how long it was going to take for David Coble to pull the conversation into the sewer.
Wow.
Was that good? I've been waiting so long to make that joke. It's such a good dad joke.
Womp, womp. Yes. I don't know if I call it good. I mean, you're proud of yourself, so that's awesome. Yeah, but Kevin, you can laugh. I mean, she's gonna be your colleague. You now have to you have to laugh at the jokes now.
No, you don't have to laugh at the jokes.
You've got seniority. So what we'll do, Kevin, is like once we get closer and you're victorious in your general. Prior to you going down, you and I'll get together. We'll have dinner, and I'll give you a rundown training session on how to work with Vickie. It's a lot of compliments. It's a lot of laughing at jokes and a lot of deference. I'll just run you through the specifics of it so that you can go in and make sure like you never run afoul of the good senator.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the first time I had a conversation with Vickie, you'll appreciate this, was at the state convention in Greensboro several years ago. And she walks up to me, and I don't know who she is. She was a senator at the time. She walks up and goes, I just want to know one thing. I said, what's that, Vickie? She goes, have you ever lived in a trailer? I said, as a matter of fact, I have. She says, you're going to be just fine. And she turns around and walks away. I thought, okay, that's my only qualification.
You're good.
You've been stand. You've been good.
Hey, that was the era of the Trailer Park Caucus. We had a bunch of us who were in this group that we were self-adorned. There was no official, caucus anything, but we had found out that a lot of us kids who were self-made business folks actually grew up disadvantaged, or maybe not being in a trailer is disadvantaged, but in my situation and others, that means that their family didn't have a lot of money. And so we started asking around, and we found out there was a lot of us folks who maybe were just very driven to be active. And Kevin is smiling like he's got a good joke to tell.
I do.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, it's like this trailer my wife and I bought, and when we first got married, we lived in Charlotte. And we were there for 3 months, and I looked at her one day and I says, okay, we've been here 3 months. We haven't saved a dime. I said, we will never get a house this way. So we ended up leaving the apartment and buying this used mobile home. It was, honestly, you couldn't even walk in the bathroom because the floor was rotten. I had to spend a month just redoing the place so you could live in it. It had an oil-fired furnace in it. My funniest story is it had oil in it in a big tank out behind it. We've all seen these things.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have enough money to fill it up, so I put in it what I could afford. Well, I don't know what it was. The oil gods are what it is, but every time it would run out of oil, it was 2 o'clock in the morning and it was cold. But I had figured out that if I went out there I had a 4x4 block of wood back there, but if I went out there and just pushed up on the tank and put the block of wood under it, I'd get enough oil to get to the next morning.
See, that's innovative right there.
Right.
Necessity is the mother of invention, isn't that what they say?
Yeah, but that's what I love about folks like Kevin and who are serving in the General Assembly, because we are the greatest country in the world.
I agree.
And there are folks like us and David grew up rich with a silver spoon, but there are those of us who
That is so not true. I lived in a trailer too.
Sweet.
Oh, you're just trying to be cool now?
No, I'm just saying I lived in a trailer too.
Well, okay, so you can be a part of the club adjacent.
No, I don't want to be. I don't want to be now. You've ruined it.
But what I'm saying is that we live in the greatest country in the world, and anybody who lives here can have the same success that Kevin has had, that I've been enjoying, that through hard work and lifting up oil at 2 a.m. to make sure that you got enough till to get there. But those kind of things are what you bring to the General Assembly, and those life experiences and the reasons why you make those good decisions and work on legislation that actually helps every American, not just a few.
Sure. And I think that's the important part about it is lifting people up as you go along the way. I mean, it's I've experienced what a lot of people experience. Not to every degree, and I realize that compared to some, I've lived a little bit of a privileged life. When it comes to that part of my life, I was fortunate enough to have the knowledge and the experience and the drive to go do that. Not everybody has that, but I also agree with you that there is a way. I mean, I hear constantly about young people not being able to afford a house. Well, I couldn't afford one either. I understand. Right. But the question is, what do you get there? And you got to make less than in this big house, but maybe the start is that smaller house, or maybe there's something different.
Or a trailer.
Or without a bathroom floor.
And then one day you may have my daughter, who's a senator, go, "Hi, did you ever grow up in a trailer?" And there you are. Kevin Crutchfield, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for being here.
If you want to know more about Kevin, go to votekevincrutchfield.com. Also, make sure to follow him on social media. I'm sure you're everywhere on that. I'm sure as a politician, it wouldn't hurt if someone wanted to give you some money to help your donation in your campaign.
Not at all.
So you can either send a check or go onto the website and donate to Kevin Crutchfield.
Yeah, I like Jason Sayin's philosophy. He says, give until it hurts and then give some more.
All right.
Exactly. You're listening to We're Just Saying. We'll be right back.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
"Yeah."
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Say what you want.
Thank you for tuning in to...
Tuning in. Just a brief transition back over there. Welcome back to We're Just Saying with Senator Vickie Sawyer and David. Like to be part of the show, 704-873-9929. Great having Kevin Crutchfield on. I think he's going to be a great senator. He was a great House member. And he brings a really common sense. One of the things I've really enjoyed in my time knowing him and seeing what he's done is a very common sense approach to things, very business-minded, very methodical approach, which I think is going to serve him well in the Senate.
Yeah, I do too. So I was glad that he was being here, even though it was a little tough getting here for him, but we're all good.
And it was all your fault. 100% all your fault.
Well, you know,
we'll chalk it up to friendly hazing. How about that?
Well, you
were just hazing your future new colleague.
Well, you know who is good with a calendar?
Who's that?
Speaker Destin Hall.
Yes.
He really, really is. So he came out again. This is kind of like his annual, well, I guess is not really, annual look at when we'll be when the House will be in session and when they will be taking votes. So if you want to go in and check out his Twitterverse, you'll see that Speaker of the House, Destin Hall, has said that we're going to be in next Tuesday and be out by July 2nd.
July 2nd. All right. So so I am placing the over-under on that as plus or minus. Actually, you really can't do plus or minus because there's no way you're going to be out before that. And I really don't think you'll be out at that time. And so I'm saying best case scenario, another 4 weeks after that.
I don't think so. I'm going to tell you what. Remember, everyone said that about his published calendar last short or long session. And we pretty much darn well got there. Do you remember that?
I do. That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
he
true.
was like, "I'm taking our ball. We're going home."
Well, I'm just naturally pessimistic on those kind of things, anyway.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, hopefully, I would hopeful that is there. But we've got what the speaker has outlined for the upcoming session, and I know that things are starting to heat up because my phone is starting to go a lot busier than it had been in a while.
Yeah, everybody knows you're headed back and everything. So what are going to be some of the big things that y'all take up when you pick up next week?
World peace.
Oh, well, that's I feel better already.
I think I have a better shot of that than us getting a budget.
So in all this time, there hasn't been enough going on behind the scenes to ensure maybe getting never mind, an updated budget. We have a budget, just getting an updated budget.
I'm hopeful that we get a budget and do it quickly. And I do know from my understanding that it continues to be this tax trigger issue about how much to cut your taxes. So, guys, if Republicans are going to be in a little bit of a spat, at least it's over cutting taxes on both sides. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually a good spat to have and try to make sure that we can do it. Unfortunately, because of that, then it has held up some things that are very important, like teacher pay and those type of increases that are really needing to be there. There are other things that, the House and the Senate have disagreed upon that isn't that, but really, truly the biggest thought is with the tax triggers and how they're going. On the Senate side says, hey, look, this is what we negotiated. We're going to stick with this. Let's stick with the plan. It's worked every time. We've been told this for years and years and years. If you cut taxes, you're going to starve government. And it's just never come true. You remember, we've got, 16 years of cutting taxes. And now we've just had another, April 15th, I guess. Congratulations on making it through tax day. Again, thousands of reasons why I'm a very strong Republican. That now we even have more collections than was expected. So we continue to cut taxes and we continue to overcollect. And so there's that. And then on the House side, they said, well, yes, that is very true. But, there's this thing called inflation. And now, with this big, beautiful bill, say what you like about Senator Tillis. He was very concerned about this very thing when the big, beautiful bill passed about how Medicaid reimbursement is going to be handled in North Carolina. Now, remember, this has nothing to do with the expansion population, right? That's totally different. This is the traditional Medicaid recipients. And because North Carolina actually is fiscally responsible and does a decent job at, managing their Medicaid population, we are healthy. And so that means we get cut. And that is what's happening. And so it's a very small percentage of a cut in the reimbursement. But it's, $800 million in an annual budget that we're going to get left from the federal government. So the House is saying, we just didn't know that was going to be here when we negotiated the tax triggers. And so that's where the conversation continues to go back and forth.
Fair enough. And I know, from the tax conversation, I know something that has been making the rounds a good little bit, at least locally and stuff like that, is the discussion around property taxes down at Raleigh. So for those that aren't familiar, sort of walk everybody through sort of what the property tax work that's going on down at the state, the feeling behind it, kind of walk everybody through what's going on with that.
Well, if you are, so Kevin had mentioned earlier that there are several counties that are exploding in growth, and that also means means that your property value is increasing. And so every few years or 4 years, your local county will reevaluate the value of your home, and then they tax you based on that new reevaluation. Sometimes you hear it say called revals. Now, in 4 years, you guys know what happens to property tax. I mean, property values in a fast-growing area. I mean, you can talk about, $50,000, $100,000, in some instances $200,000 that have you gained in property, but you as the owner didn't realize that gain, right? You don't really get that money in your pocket, but you're being treated as if you have been got the money in your pocket. It's almost like getting we were talking about the other day, and it's almost like getting taxed on your unrealized gains, and you're like, well, wait a minute, I didn't get any more money, but just because it's valued more, then you're going to charge me more money. So anyway, so that has been the battle cry for our constituents. And so constituents and folks who are out there, if you think that your electeds do not listen to you, you have to look at this property tax debate right now, because this is a direct result of your concerns and your issues around property taxes and your elected representatives working to find a solution. Because I'm going to tell you what, who doesn't like it? The people who have to collect and spend the property tax, local electeds. So County of Iredell, they've come out with a resolution. Again, it's against it. I think Mooresville,
I think Mooresville either is passed one or is getting ready to pass
Troutman
one.
and Statesville maybe have all of concern. Now, I will say to them, I appreciate their concern, but let's be honest with you. It's a little politically dense to do this, because if I were your opposition, I'd be like, oh, you just voted for property tax increases and you just put your name on this resolution. And so you could very easily say that. So, and secondly, these are just ideas. There was a constitutional amendment that did come out of the House, not a constitutional amendment. There was language that came out of the House committee that was looking for this to put on the ballot, to have the General Assembly to put some sort of cap on how they're going to handle property taxes in the future. So that is all that's there. So I don't know what they're resolving against. Or resoluting against.
Yeah, resoluting against. Resolving against.
Resolving.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the technical term is. I'm not sure.
So that means I didn't mess up grammar?
Well, I mean, you did. I just don't know on which side of it was. But we'll say resolving. We'll say resolving.
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 I mean, I just got so anyways, but I do appreciate and their concern. And I would also say that resolutions are good because I know it makes you feel good, but picking up the phone is better.
Yeah.
I haven't had, other than an Iredell County Commissioner, I haven't had anyone else pick up the phone and talk to me about their concerns that are elected. So it's kind of weird, not my North Mech group has had me and we have conversations and stuff. But it's kind of weird. You're like, guys, just pick up the phone. Like, I know, and I value your opinion, but anyway. So
I think I've seen a couple of different resolutions that have come out from different areas and stuff like that. I want to say that when I read the article on the Iredell County, when it talked about not just the state not limiting their ability for property taxes, but also giving them power to level impact fees.
Right.
And for those who don't know, impact fees are fees that are put on to new development inside of a particular city, county, whatever, for additional costs, to additional fees in order to either to go to roads, to go to schools, what have you. Those are illegal in North Carolina. At the state level, you cannot levy those. And so I know a number of municipalities around the state have been pushing for those for a long time, make those evil developers pay. But I'll reiterate what I've said. The evil developer does not pay that. You will pay that. Yeah. If as a developer, you have to do an additional $5,000 per house on an impact fee, that is not going to be paid by the developer. Your house just went up $5,000 more. So that's a fee you pay. That is not a fee the developer pays.
I hear you on this, but I'm going to do the devil's advocate because that's who I am.
Well, you don't like developers.
Not that I don't like developers, but so understanding that for me, an impact fee is almost like a usage fee or a user fee, because now what's happening is that developers come in, and I do appreciate developers, and I understand that there's difficulties there in getting stuff off the ground, but neither here nor there. Developers come in, they build the homes, they build the roads, but there's no additional money that is collected. So now these folks have new homes, new roads, and now I have to spend money, or the entire tax base of that community has to spend money on schools. Then they have to spend extra money for maintaining those roads. Then they have to spend extra money on the services and EMS and EMT. So every time a new development is built without impact fees, then the whole community pays for that new development. So it's not just, so there's my thought is like, well, why is it that if we're talking about user fees and tolls and all these other things, then to me, an impact fee is a user fee.
Well, but
because I'm paying for the roads with my tax dollars that those dirty developers are building.
For those who can't see her, she just hit me.
Those dirty developers, and then all those beautiful children are going to be in our schools, and we got to build a school there because of the new development. So now I have to raise your property taxes in order to cover the school. Like there's the community pays over time for the new development, even though we know that, those folks will pay more property tax. So I get that. It's not like they're getting a free shake, but we do also know that for municipal services, for every dollar that's collected for a single family residential, it's like $1.20 in services they have to spend out.
Something like that.
Something like that around there. So I really go back and forth. I kind of like the idea of those fees, but definitely has to caveat almost to a water sewer enterprise fund kind of thing. We just got to, if we're going to limit property taxes and how much a municipality in a locality can collect, they have to have some other mechanism to get money, because everybody wants to call the cops and the cops come.
Yeah. Well, here's what I will say. Every single municipality and county has a set, established, free reign ability to collect revenue, and it is called your property tax rate.
Mm-hmm.
If enough is not being collected to cover services, then that rate needs to increase.
Okay.
But what my ultimate point is that if you have a one-time fee, that's not going to the developer. That is just anybody new or anybody buying that new house is going to pay an additional
100%.
fee.
Right. It's a user fee, just like a toll rate.
That's who is going to pay it.
Right.
And so what that does is, now fine, that might be enough to get you to, throw into an enterprise fund for water utility, enterprise fund, or not water utility.
You already have that
cap fees, but like say transportation fees or whatever like that. One-time user fee goes to that.
I like that.
But what you have then done is you've made it more expensive.
Now
okay, you're done. All right. You heard what you wanted to hear, and now you're done listening. Fair enough. Okay. But what I'm saying is the problem is you're making it more expensive to live in your community. And so some people may be good with that. Some people may be okay. But you run into a situation where you have then priced out your police, you've priced out your fire, you've priced out your teacher, who are there working in development on their current salaries. They can't do that. So as a municipality or county, are you now going to raise the teacher salaries? Are you going to raise the fireman salaries? Are you going to raise the policeman's salaries so they can afford to live into your community?
Yeah, so maybe you do a carve out for first responders and teachers, and they don't pay an impact fee if they purchase in that development.
I think your state legislator made that illegal. You can't carve out special property tax exemptions.
I told you, world peace. That we have a better shot at world peace than we do at some of these things.
But look, here's where I'm in agreement with you. Yes, there needs to be additional ways for municipalities to collect it, and what that needs to be is a sales tax. That is a true user fee. And so it needs to be in the form of sales taxes, which to date, the General Assembly has been unwilling to provide that mechanism to local municipalities absent a full-blown referendum. And so that is the easiest way. It will raise more revenue than your property taxes will. It will raise more revenue than a one-time user fee would raise.
Sure. And it collects the dark market and everybody else.
Yes, it collects on everybody. And not only the people that live there, the people who travel through there and buy gas there and eat there on their way up to the Virginia line. That is how you do it. But right now, that's what municipalities need, is the ability to level a certain level of sales tax to allow for the collection of more revenue. That is the easiest, most equitable, efficient way to ensure they get their money.
Good point. Excellent point. But it's leverage. I've been waiting so long to be able to do that. I've been waiting so long to be able to do that. No, you know what? Actually, you're right. I appreciate that. That is a good point of view, and well done. Huzzah.
You're so sarcastic. You're sitting over there hating my living guts right now.
No, that would never be that.
So talk to me about schools being closed May 1st.
Oh, yes, May 1st. You too can, I'm assuming, descend on Raleigh. Well, there is NCAE, the North Carolina Associations of Educators, who is not a union, but they're a union, will come and descend upon Raleigh on a Friday when we're not in school, in legislative session. So the call is that don't educate the children, be derelict of your duties, come to Raleigh and have a campaign rally against the mean old legislators by abandoning children and families and not teaching them and getting paid time off or calling in sick.
And doing it on a day, incidentally, nobody in the legislature is there.
Because you know what? It's not about actually affecting change for us. It's about having the social media, the bait click, the red shirts, all of these things for images that they can say, look at how many people came out and supported us. And honestly, if it were truly them wanting to affect change, the rally would probably be when we were in legislative session, and you would kind of come around and see us, but I don't think
or maybe during the summer when they're not teaching. Or taking time off their own summer break to come down there.
Actually, Destin Hall's already presented a nice little calendar for them to be able to go by, and has believed that the whole month of June is wide open. If y'all were in
there till July 2nd, then the whole back half of June, they could make a trip down there and stand in the 120 Raleigh heat and protest while you guys are there.
Oh my God, that's so miserable.
But we can't do that. There might interfere with beach trips and things like that. You can't do that. That's crazy. It's much easier not to teach the kids that day. It's much easier to do that and get a 3-day weekend.
I don't disagree with them being able to assemble and having fun.
I mean, getting together and all that other stuff. Do it on a day that makes sense.
May 1st, that's a little rough. Yeah, that's a little rough. I know.
But they really don't ask our opinion on this. They definitely don't ask yours.
They kind of do like I do.
Evil Senator Sawyer.
They kind of do like I do to you, like ask your opinion and then talk over you while you're trying to explain it.
Yes.
That's kind of. I mean, that's fair, very fair. But we did make a mention of it a little bit before. Session does start next week. I would like to say that we will be having the annual Republican Women's Caucus Breakfast. Excited for that, hosting again this year, and I need to learn how to say no because I am really busy right now. Like I am.
What's the date for that?
It is Tuesday morning. It always is the first day of session.
It's this Tuesday morning. You sure that you've told everyone the right place, time? You're sure?
Not entirely.
with your scheduling deficiencies, are you sure that this is all tick and tide?
Yes.
Okay, good.
As best as I know.
As she picks up her phone or picks up her computer to say, what did I say on here?
No, we will. It's always a nice time to have us very few and mighty Republican women in the General Assembly come together, and folks can come in and support us. And you look around at all 13 of us of the 170-member caucus.
Hey, small but forceful.
Mighty, forceful.
Yes, mighty, feisty.
Yes. Feisty. So we're getting ready to do that. So I'm excited for that. We're going to have a ton of receptions, a ton of things going on, and hopefully we'll hit the ground running and get in and out of that session this year. I don't know. If we don't, it's not good. It's not good, David.
I'm cynical you'll be out in time. I am hopeful that you will get the budget items you need done.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful for that.
Yeah.
But real quick, what you had this on the show prep. I want to make sure we talk about it.
No.
Lumbee Casino.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So I was reading through the news today, and they did get nationally recognized.
Yes, they did. Finally.
With the leadership of Senator Tillis and Trump, and so thankful for that. Now there is coming into a tribal vote about whether or not to have a casino. Is that right?
Yep.
So they are looking through and I guess they have to do a chart. What is it? They have to amend their charter or their
Yes, I think they have to amend their charter to allow
their constitution, their tribal constitution, to get the tribe's enrolled members the promised chance to decide on whether to start a casino.
Yeah.
So they are looking through to that right now. So would you go and see a casino in Lumberton?
Absolutely, but I will see. That's the whole thing about it is that it doesn't necessarily have to be in Lumberton. It could be, but they have their land extends pretty close, not that far from Myrtle Beach, maybe within like 45 minutes, I think, of Myrtle Beach, which would be a fantastic location for one in that kind of proximity to Myrtle Beach. But no, I absolutely think, look, here's the deal. I know people have their issues with gaming and stuff like that, but when you look at what gaming has done for the Cherokee tribe, and I don't know if you've been up to Cherokee recently, but like they're like if you go and look at their hospital, their medical facility, top-notch facilities there to provide health care and stuff like that for their tribe. It really has, I mean, I think, I'm not sure what the number is, but I think when it first started, every member of the tribe had $10,000 a year. That was, I think, theirs. That would be paid. They have scholarships for their kids that they've set up and stuff like that. So the financial benefit of these for the tribes, I think, has been a definite positive for them. And I'm a big believer that, look, if you're going to allow one Indian tribe to have a casino, you need to allow the other Indian tribes. I know there needs to be rules, federal recognition, and things like that around it. But it's like, if it's for one, it should be, if that's going to be your line, then that should be for all. And I'd love to see the Lumbies get that. I have the benefit of knowing several folks that are members of the tribe, amazing people, do great work, work really hard. Jarrett Sampson, one of their representatives, and Jarrett Lowry, excuse me, one of their representatives. And so
twice.
What? Did you correct
I got to correct him twice.
Yes, correct. Okay, I'm sorry. Same first names. I mean, forgive me a little bit.
I'm excited.
But anyway, great people down there. I'd love to see them get it. So we'll see. But they have the right to determine whether or not they want to do it. So it's going to be a constitutional update.
What I'm hearing from you is you're going to happily support the welfare of their children, just like you do with the Cherokee, the Seminoles.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of the other ones that have.
Look, here's the deal. I can either donate through some type of charitable contribution, or I can donate through going and gambling. Either way, I'm donating. Based off the way my luck has run the plate, either way, I'm donating. Why not have some fun? Why not have some fun on the front end? Because at least I can't say that I'm enjoying it, but it's like, just like if there's an activity, right? I can kill a couple of days doing it, right? I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
That's what I view it as me doing my charitable duty.
I agree. Okay, well, good. Well, as long as you're having fun, it is. I mean, you know what? We're Republicans. We're all about freedom and personal and individual liberty, choice. America.
Yes.
America. Now, you know who doesn't like America?
Who?
The the Democrat Leadership Council that have opened up and said that they're going to fight in North Carolina certain Senate and House districts.
Really?
Well, I mean, they do like America. I was trying to do a better. I blew it.
I wouldn't go that far. I think it's iffy whether or not that's actually the case.
Yeah, but anyway, so they are now have identified definite House districts and Senate districts that they're going to put federal money and attention into North Carolina. So we just had met one, which is Kevin Crutchfield, and in the House, of course, they're looking at out east Lisa Barnes, which is Nash County, that area. Some defends is one in Wake County and one in Mecklenburg County that they're going to be defending on that. So those are the four targets. And in the House, the ones that are close to Meck would be the one I just mentioned, Representative Beth Helfrich, who's North Mecklenburg, and Tricia Cotham, who is East Mecklenburg County.
Well, they were naturally going to play in Tricia's race because her party switch, they've pretty much put a bullseye on her for every single election. So they're always going to play in her race, but just out of spite.
Yeah, so it seems like more federal money is coming into our local politics, and now you too will have thousands of emails, campaign mailers,
texts,
all of the text,
digital ads, all of the above.
I do not like the text. I really don't like the text. I know they're effective, I guess. I don't know. Why is it that I'm the politician who doesn't like the yard signs, the political text, the mailers, and all these other things? Like, how is somebody supposed to get out their message anymore.
Well, and that's the whole, text messages are the most cost-effective way to get your message out. Mailers are increasingly more expensive. TV ads and radio obviously more. Well, radio not so much, but TV more expensive and stuff like that. So text messages are a cost-effective way. Digital ads are a cost-effective way to get your message out. And so it's what you got to do. When you haven't had to run a close race since you were first elected, you don't have to worry about those kind of things. But those people who are out there, in those close races stuff, they got to do the dirty work. They just got to do the dirty work.
Every race is close.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
David. Yes, it is. Every race is close.
Only when you set the bar at 70%.
Yes, every race is close.
You feel like you've underperformed if you don't get 70% of the vote.
Hey, I'm in campaign mode. I'll tell you about my yesterday morning. I was up at 6. I was out in Statesville, 40 minutes away at 6 a.m. making pancakes for the Boys and Girls Club.
Very nice.
I enjoyed it so much. I got to see a lot of friends and friendly faces I haven't gotten to see in a while. And then I had a couple other political meetings, and then I worked a full day. And then I came after work to the Iredell County Patriot Men's Club and didn't get out of there until 8:30, and so finally made it home last night at 9 p.m.
See,
so
what I hear is you're not taking for anything for granted.
Not one bit for
and that's
granted.
what we want to hear. That's why you win with close to 70% of the vote.
Because I'm working.
You actually work it. You don't take it for granted.
Honestly, that's how I get my message out. First of all, I enjoy seeing people, and I love seeing folks that I haven't gotten to see in a while. You also, I think, makes you a better just elected because you get to hear from people, not just through emails, but for just talking about them. I will say though, I told you a while ago that my social media is trash, so I just put it out there and I don't read the comments. I've said that before. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're
pass a budget. That's the general gist.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much every comment back to you, pass a budget.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
So you're not missing anything.
Yeah. Well, if I were in charge of it. No, I'm just, that is kind of like, the thing. So it is so fun to see people that I haven't seen in a while and then get to listen to them tell their story about their new grandkid. And then they show me the picture, or their daughter getting married, or them going to college, or a life event that's sometimes sad, but oftentimes happy. And just having that one-on-one communication, at first they look at me like, well, you don't look at my Facebook. And I'm like, I don't, but I enjoy it because then we have this authentic communication about celebrating or being sometimes hugging about life experiences I had nothing, I didn't know about. So I love it.
Sorry, I don't know if you saw, I commented on a post on your social media page and you didn't respond back. So I just want to make sure that you're getting out there and seeing what I posted on your social media.
What did you post?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you offended that didn't see what they posted about you on Facebook. Did you see my comment on your Facebook? No. I didn't. I'm sorry. Can you check that out and get back to it? Can you tell me where it was at, at least? Or maybe how about you just tell me right now what you said? We can talk about it.
Well, David, we're going to have to wrap this thing up.
Yep, absolutely. Hope everybody has a great week and a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Say what you want. Thank you for tuning in to We're Just Saying with Senator Vickie Sawyer and co-host David Coble. We appreciate your time and input as we discuss the issues shaping North Carolina. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for more updates and insightful conversations. Take care and keep participating in the conversation.
Country is 550 AM WAME, 92.9 W225BD, Statesville.
WAME and Bunce Johnson Funeral Home are proud to present our national anthem, Bunce Johnson, where every detail matters. Call them at 704-873-7223 or stop by their location at 705 Davie Avenue, Statesville for your personalized experience.
Oh, say, and you see by the dawn's early light. Oh, so proudly we hailed at the twilight's past gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular above singing, yeah, through the night that I played was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
When your celebration of life is prepared, it becomes a gift to your family later. No one should have to pay for a loss when they're experiencing one. Paying in advance protects your loved ones and gives you the peace of mind you deserve. Let us help you plan every detail with professionalism and compassion. We're Bunch Johnson Funeral Home, 705 Davie Avenue, Statesville. Call us at 704-873-7223 to schedule an appointment.
SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. President Trump says the Strait of Hormuz has reopened to shipping. He describes the strategic waterway as being ready for business and full passage. However, the president adds the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports will remain in full force and effect until a peace agreement with Iran has been finalized. Iran's foreign minister confirms reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. 10-day truce between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon appears to be holding. President Trump has invited the leaders of both Israel and Lebanon for talks at the White House. The president says if Iran fails to agree to a deal that's acceptable to the U.S., the war could resume, but then he also says he expects that war to end soon. Watching Wall Street, stocks sharply higher on the Hormuz news. The Dow is up 957 points. NASDAQ ahead 390. This is SRN News.
You're not just overweight, you're in survival mode. No pill or crash diet is going to fix that. They don't address why your body is storing fat. At PhD Weight Loss, they treat unwanted weight as a symptom, a signal that your metabolism, hormones, and stress response need attention. Fix that, and the weight comes off naturally. Call PhD Weight Loss, mention Mike G, you'll get 2 weeks free, and they'll pay for your food. Call 864-644-1900, 864-644-1900, mention Mike G, or go to myphdweightloss.com.
In his new movie, The Dragon's Prophecy, Dinesh D'Souza brings the new Middle East into focus.
Could the fate of the world, of humanity itself, be somehow tied to this place?
At long last, we have peace in the Middle East. Israel and Christians are coming together in a way they have never been before.
Is this the end of Hamas and radical Islam? The Dragon's Prophecy is powerful, prophetic, a must-see movie. Now available on Amazon, YouTube, and iTunes.
The Carolina Swap Shop, weekdays at 10 a.m.
Am I dreaming stupid? I think I've been hit by you, baby. No one needs to know right now. I met a tall, dark, and handsome man, and I've been busy making big plans, but no one needs to know right now. I got my heart set, my feet wet, but he don't even know yet. But no one needs to know right now. I'll tell him someday, some way, somehow, that I'm gonna keep it a secret tonight. I want the bells to ring, the choir to sing, the white dress to dance, the cake, the car, the whole darn thing that no one needs to know right now. I'll tell him someday, some way, somehow, but I'm gonna keep it a secret now. We'll have a little girl, a little boy, a little band, here we go, rolling, and no one needs to know right now. I'm not alone anymore at night, and he don't know that he can make it right. And I'm not alone anymore at night, and he don't know that he can make it right. I'm not a dream man or stupid, but boy, if I've been hit by Cupid, no one needs to know right now. No one needs to know right now. No one needs to know right now.
Thanks for listening. I'm Randy Brooks on 550 and 92.9 WAME Real Country. So there's a new poll that was conducted recently by the New York Times and Morning Consult that showed that parents don't stop handling things for their kids when they become adults. I'll tell you what I'm talking about coming up.
Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. Everything that I got is just what I've got on. When that sun is high in that Texas sky, I'll be bucking at the county fair. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo, I'll be there. They took my saddle in Houston, broke my leg in Santa Fe. Lost my wife and a girlfriend somewhere along the way. And I'll be looking for aid when they pull that gate, and I hope that judge ain't blind. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's on my mind. Is just what I've got on. I ain't got a dime, but what I got is mine. I ain't rich, but Lord, I'm free. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be. saw the sunshine. You have been a friend of mine, rainy day woman. That woman of mine, she ain't happy till she finds something wrong and someone to blame. If it ain't one thing, it's another one on the way. Woke up this morning to the sunshine. Sure as hell looks just like rain. I know where to go on a cloudy day. Oh, rainy day woman, I never seem to see you for the good times or the sunshine. You have been a friend of mine, rainy day woman. Never seem to see you for the good times or the sunshine. You have been a friend of mine, rainy day woman.
550 and 92.9 WAME Real Country.
Big John. Big John.
Every morning at the mine, you could see him arrive. He stood 6'6" and weighed 245, kind of broad at the shoulder and narrow at the hip. And everybody knew you didn't give no lip to Big John.
Big John. Big John.
Big Bad John.
Big John.
Nobody seemed to know where John called home. He just drifted into town and stayed all alone. He didn't say much, he kind of quiet and shy. And if you spoke at all, you just said hi to Big John. Somebody said he came from New Orleans, where he got in a fight over a Cajun queen, and a crashing blow from a huge right hand sent a Louisiana fella to the promised land, Big John.
Big John. Big John.
Big Bad John.
Big John.
Then came the day at the bottom of the mine when a timber cracked and men started crying. Miners were praying and hearts beat fast, and everybody thought that they'd breathed their last except John. Through the dust and the smoke of this man-made hell walked a giant of a man that the miners knew well, grabbed a sagging timber and gave out with a groan, and like a giant oak tree just stood there alone, Big John.
Big John. Big John.
Big Bad John.
Big John.
And with all of his strength, he gave a mighty shove. Then a miner yelled out, "There's a light up above," and 20 men scrambled from a would-be grave. And now there's only one left down there to save Big John. With jacks and timbers, they started back down. Then came that rumble way down in the ground, and the smoke and gas belched out of that mine. Everybody knew it was the end of the line for Big John.
Big John. Big John.
Big Bad John.
Big John.
Now, they never reopened that worthless pit. They just placed a marble stand in front of it. These few words are written on that stand. At the bottom of this mine lies a big, big man. Big John.
Big John. Big John.
Big Bad John.
Big John. We're a country music listening, dirt road riding, southern sassy kind of station. 550 and 92.9 WAME.
Baby, when I met you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on. You do something to me that I can't explain. Hold me closer and I feel no pain. Every beat of my heart, we got something going on. Tender love is blind. It requires a dedication. All this love we feel needs no conversation. We're riding together, making love with each other. Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other. From one lover to another. I can't live without you if the love was gone. Everything is nothing if you got no one, and you've been walking the night, slowly losing sight of the real thing. But that won't happen to us, and we got no doubt. Too deep in love, and we got no way out, and the message is clear. This could be the year for the real thing. No more will you cry, baby, I will hurt you never. We started in as one, in love forever. We can ride it together, making love with each other. Islands in the street, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other. From one lover to another. Islands in the street, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other. From one lover to another. Islands in the street, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other. From one lover to another. Islands in the street.
It's Randy Brooks on Real Country 550 and 92.9 WAME. Later in the show, we're going to be talking about what, if you could, not saying that you can, but what, if you could, would you bill your kids for? Maybe it's something they damaged or wrecked of yours, like your house or your life, or maybe it's something your parents would bill you for. You can tell us toll-free on the hotline at 877-866-1009. You know, according to a new poll that's been conducted by the New York Times, shows that parents don't stop handling things for their kids when they become adults. We don't stop removing obstacles to child frustration or defeat, thus earning ourselves the moniker of a snowplower, lawnmower parent, that's what they're calling them. The survey says that when you overparent like that, you could be damaging their life skills altogether. And as much as this has been in the news here lately, you got to admit there's something to it. So that's why we thought it would be a good idea to bring in somebody who could address this issue in a language that we could all easily understand and relate to. That's why Barney the Purple Dinosaur is here. Come on in, Barney.
Hi, kids. The world is a big and scary place, and I'm going to help you make sense of it all. Let's learn about life skills. Your parents, baby, you do everything for you, and if they found how to, they'd probably even chew your food. Your parents shield your preciousness from every obstacle. You'll never succeed at life. Parents these days are doing so much for their kids, they never develop important life skills. If your parents, baby, you the end result is that you will never learn how to adult. Cannot help yourself or dress yourself. When you grow up, you'll wet yourself, and when your parents die, you won't survive. Stand up, kids. Learn skills. No one will help a guy holding a sign at the exit ramp that says, "We'll do nothing for food."
That's right.
Barney loves you.
Thanks, Barney.
You know, since 1970, Godfrey's Tree Service, a third-generation locally owned and operated business, has been proudly serving Iredell County. With over 50 years' experience, they're experts in protecting your property from tree damage, focusing on quality, service, accuracy, and safety. Storm cleanup, tree removal, pruning, stump grinding, and removal, Godfrey's can handle it all. Godfrey's Tree Service, when experience counts the most. So call Godfrey's today for a free tree inspection and estimate. 704-880-2934. Let Godfrey's go out on a limb for you.
I'm yelling timber.
At Piedmont Healthcare, we believe in more than just treating patients. We're committed to understanding and addressing the unique needs facing our community. Being a physician-owned network means that we're not just healthcare providers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in health. With strong ties to local communities, we're able to offer personalized care that truly understands your needs. When you choose Piedmont Healthcare, you're not just choosing healthcare, you're choosing to be part of a community that cares. If you're ready to experience the difference for yourself, call our new patient hotline at 833-PHC for you. That's 833-742-4968. Or you can just request an appointment online, phcappointments.com.
If staying safe, comfortable, and independent at home matters to you or someone you love, it's time to visit Dove Mobility and Home Health Care in Troutman. From walkers, lift chairs, and mobility scooters to portable oxygen and daily living aids, Dove has the equipment that makes life easier right at home. They also carry essentials like compression wear, bathroom safety equipment, and specialized care supplies, all in one place. And now you'll even find Streetwise personal protection products in stock. Need it delivered? No problem. Rentals are available too, making it easy to get exactly what you need when you need it. Stop by and see their team at 155 South Eastway Drive in Troutman, or give them a call, 844-919-DOVE. Dove Mobility, helping you live better right where you belong.
Wake up the right way with Billy Buck in the morning on 92.9 WAME. It's the perfect blend of country tunes, laughs, and just the right amount of chaos to kick off your day. Tune in. Your morning routine depends on it.
As the midnight moon was drifting through the lazy sway of the tree, I saw the look in your eyes, looking into the night, not seeing what you wanted to see. Darling, don't say a word, I've already heard what your body's saying tonight. You're tired of fast moves, you got a slow groove on your mind. You want a man with a slow hand. You want a lover with an easy touch. You want somebody who will spend some time not come and go in a heated rush. Baby, believe me, I understand. When it comes to love, you want a slow hand. Moon-shadowed brown with no one around and a blanket of stars in our eyes. Hey, we're drifting free like two lost leaves on the crazy wind of the night. Darling, don't say a word. I've already heard what your body's saying tonight. If you want all night, you know it's all right. I've got time. You got a man with a slow hand. You got a lover with an easy touch. You've got somebody who will spend some time, not come and go in a heated rush. Baby, believe me, I understand. When it comes to love, you want a slow hand. You want a lover with an easy touch. You got somebody who will spend some time with you, baby, not come and go in a heated rush. Don't know when I've been so blue. Don't know what's come over you. You found someone, and don't it make my brown eyes blue? I'll be fine when you're gone. I'll just cry all night long. Say it is untrue, and don't it make my brown eyes blue? Tell me no secrets, tell me some lies. Give me no reasons, give me alibis. Tell me you love me and don't let me cry. Say anything, but don't say goodbye. I didn't mean to treat you bad. Didn't know just what I had. But honey, now I do. And don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue? Don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue? Don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue?
Real Country WAME, proven local radio, still kicks up dust. It's Brandy Brooks. Next hour, we're wanting to know, what should you be able to bill your kids for? You can tell us yours toll free on the hotline at 877-866-1009.
When our baby Kate was born, it was the biggest day of my life. Lying there, little bows in her hair, in the loving arms of my wife. I was the proudest papa in the USA.
making a living on the road somewhere 1,000 miles away. It was a happy day, but kind of sad. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there for that. Little Bobby hit his first home run. He was a hero of the hometown crowd. 2-1, it was a winning run. Everybody was cheering loud. And Mama, she was smiling, saying he's a chip off of the old block. But I was on the road somewhere between Memphis and Little Rock. It was a happy day, but kind of sad. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there for that. Now Bobby and Kate are all grown up and moved away. They stay in touch. We're proud of the 2 good kids we raised. And it's hard to believe we're celebrating our 25th year today. This party's nice, but the kids aren't here. At least they called to say, congratulations, Mom and Dad. We could have been there. Wish we could have been there. I wish we could have been there for that. It was a happy day, but kind of sad. I wish they could have been there. I wish they could have been there. Wish they could have been there for that.
Randy Brooks on Real Country WAME. Hey, a quick shout out to our friends at Harbor Freight Tools. Thanks for making Real Country WAME a part of your day. In the next hour, we're going to be asking, what should you be able to bill your kids for? You can tell us yours, what you think you should be able to bill your kids for on Facebook or toll free on the hotline at 877-866-1009. Oh, wouldn't this be awesome if you're eating breakfast and found a diamond in your egg? As long as you didn't eat it, I guess. Sally Thompson of Cumbria, United Kingdom, was having a hard-boiled egg for breakfast last week when she says she felt something funny in her mouth. It was hard and it sparkled, so she spit it out onto the plate. It was a small diamond. She said the only place it could have been from was the egg. She had purchased them from Asda, which is a British supermarket chain, and she was worried that someone at the chicken farm had actually lost a diamond. So the question is now, can a chicken eat a diamond and then pass it through an egg? Some say yes, and some say no. It's either that or the only other explanation is a bizarre scheme from Asda to get people to buy more eggs. Meanwhile, there's this jeweler who examined it and said the gem was probably a cubic zirconia, not a real diamond. Speaking of eggs, if he's a jeweler who can't tell the difference between a diamond and a zirconia, his brain sounds a little scrambled too. I just feel sorry for the rooster who was proposing when he dropped the ring. Eggs, a great source of protein, vitamins, and minerals, and sometimes there's a prize inside.
Hey, Grandpa, what's for supper?
I got a pint of beans so hot and steamy, a pint of slaw, red or white, a pound of fresh barbecue fresh off the hog, a dozen hush puppies, and a whole lot more to feed your family of 4. Call Randy's Barbecue now at 704-873-4444 or 704-528-2300. Let Randy's take care of dinner tonight. Southern barbecue done right.
This is William Morgan with Capital Management Group. Think of all the fads you've seen over the years. If they were meant to last, you'd still be wearing platform shoes, driving a Firebird, playing Pac-Man. But fads don't last, and that's true in finance, too. So why do many big financial institutions promote the latest investment fads? Sure, they look good now, but it's doubtful they will stand the test of time. If that's how these firms handle their money, do you really want them managing yours? At Capital Management Group, we invest with sound economic principles, not in fleeting trends. This approach has served our clients well for several generations. Sound financial advice never goes out of style. Let's talk about how Capital Management Group can work for you. Call us at 704-878-6677 for a free consultation, or visit our website at mycmg.net.
Buckle up, race fans. This week at Hickory Motor Speedway, America's most famous short track. And this week, it's the O'Reilly NASCAR Local Racing Series. Engine screaming, tires smoking, heart-stopping, edge-of-your-seat action you have to see to believe. Every lap counts, every pass matters, and the checkered flag waits for no one. Grab your crew, grab your tickets, and come feel the speed, the power, the pure adrenaline live at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Hickory Motor Speedway, America's most famous short track. The days are getting longer, and spring will be here before you know it. Before you ride, make sure your motorcycle is ready with help from Westside Twins Motorcycle Company in Statesville. They offer spring service checkups, tire installs, brake inspections, audio upgrades, lighting, suspension, and full maintenance services, all performed by experienced technicians who ride just like you do. They specialize in Harley-Davidsons and even work on Evos. They believe in transparent pricing, no dealer fees, and treating every customer like family. Whether you're gearing up for the weekend ride or long-distance adventures, let Westside Twins get you ready for the season. Stop by 2313 West Front Street in Statesville or search Westside Twins Motorcycle Company online. Westside Twins, come ride with us.
Hey, I'm Bryson Davis. Tonight at 6 on the WAME News, we're bringing you the stories that matter right here in Iredell County. From breaking local headlines to in-depth reporting you can trust, our focus is on keeping you informed and prepared for what's happening around you. If it impacts your family, your neighborhood, or your community, you'll see it on WAME News. Join me tonight at 6, local news that you can rely on.
This is Real Country, 550 and 92.9 WAME.
Homecoming 63, I was so proud you went with me. Everyone turned their head when we walked in. They said, look at that perfect pair, as you blushed from all their stares, and my chest swelled up with pride, grinning from ear to ear inside an hour full of dance and fun. An hour later and I got my 57 off to heaven. Backseat loving girl, you were something. Homecoming 63. You went home with the love you gave to me. Turn me on to ecstasy. Homecoming 63. What a night that was for us. I remember plain as day the touch I felt when I felt your love melt in my arms in that rolling, pleated backseat bed. I pleaded with you, and instead of the usual, no use,
said yet you let go. Coming 63, you head home with the love you gave me. Turn me on to ecstasy. Coming 63. Coming 63.
Down on the corner by the traffic light, everybody's looking as she goes by. They turn their heads and they watch her till she's gone. Lord have mercy, baby's got her blue jeans on. Up by the bus stop and across the street, open up their windows to take a peek. How she goes walking, rocking like a rolling stone. Heaven help us, baby's got her blue jeans on. She can't help it if she's made that way. She's not to blame if they look her way. She ain't really trying to cause a scene. It just comes naturally. No, the girl can't help it. Well, up on Main Street, by the taxi stand, there's a crowd of people and a traffic jam. She don't look back. She ain't doing nothing wrong. Lord have mercy, baby's got her blue jeans on. She can't help it if she's made that way. She's not to blame if they look her way. She ain't really trying to cause a scene. It just comes naturally. No, the girl can't help it. Down on the corner, by the traffic light, everybody's looking as she goes by. They turn their heads and they watch her till she's gone. Lord have mercy, baby's got her blue jeans on. Heaven help us, baby's got her blue jeans on.
The best country ever made, 550 and 92.9 WAME.
Carroll County's pointed out as kinda square. The biggest thing that happens is the county fair. I guess that's why it seemed like such a big event. What we all call the Carroll County accident. The wreck was on the highway just inside the line. Walter Browning lost his life, and for a time it seemed that Mary Ellen Jones would surely die. But she lived long enough for her to testify. Walter Browning was a happy married man, and he wore a golden wedding ring upon his hand. But it was gone, nobody knew just where it went. He lost it in the Carroll County accident. Mary Ellen
man testified he flagged her down, said he was sick and could she drive him into town. No one even doubted what she said was true, 'cause she was well respected in the county too. I went down to see the wreck like all the rest, the bloody seats, the broken glass, the tangled mess. But I found something no one else had even seen behind the dash in Mary's crumpled up machine. A little matchbox circled by a rubber band, and inside the ring from Walter Browning's hand. It took a while to figure out just what it meant, the truth about the Carroll County accident. By dark of night, I dropped the ring into a well and took a sacred oath that I would never tell the truth about the Carroll County accident, 'cause the county ordered Dad a marble monument. I lost him in the Carroll County accident.
Thanks for listening. I'm Randy Brooks on 550 and 92.9 WAME Real Country. So in the next hour, not saying that you ever would, but if you could, what would you bill your kids for? You know, services rendered and all that. You can tell us yours toll free on the hotline at 877-866-1009 or on Facebook.
Springtime is here, and the Pocket Change Amusement Showroom is blooming. All pool tables 10% off. Forget yard work. Spruce up that man cave, she shed, or family game room. Look no further than Pocket Change Amusement. Open to the public Monday through Friday from 10 till 5. They have most anything and everything that you need. Located at 2731 Amity Hill Road, just a half mile off I-77, exit 45. Come on in the jukebox door.
Okay, we all know that Little Shavers has tons of wood, but did you also know that they're your one-stop shop for everything else? They offer a complete line of plumbing, electrical, flooring, drywall, insulation, hardware, fasteners, tools, lawn and garden, and much more. They also carry fine brands such as PPG paints, Cabot and Sicken stains, and Shaw flooring. So if you're a do-it-yourselfer, farmer, remodeler, or just looking for a great selection of building materials, come by and see the helpful, friendly staff at Little Shavers Wood Shop, 3301 Salisbury Highway. Open 7:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and 7:30 to 3 on Saturday.
Get ready, Statesville. It's time to feel the power. Friday, April 17th, the Tomlin Mill Pullers Lawnmower Pool roars to life. Gates open at 5 and the action starts at 7. Then Saturday, April 18th, don't miss the Tractor and Truck Pool. Gates open at noon with engines firing up at 3. It's a full weekend of horsepower, adrenaline, and family fun. Join us at 115 Woodpecker Road in Statesville. Bring your chairs and stay all day. Concessions will be available, brought to you by Farm Systems and Cliff Day Piedmont Auto Electric. Follow Tomlin Mill Pullers on Facebook for more details.
Spring is waking up, and it's time to get your yard and garden ready at Lowry's. Now's the perfect time to seed, feed, and green up your lawn with quality grass seed, fertilizer, and lime to give your yard a strong start this season. And they've just got in a shipment of ferns from the same greenhouse that grows plants for the Biltmore House, along with beautiful early spring plants ready to brighten your porch, patio, or landscape. Get growing this spring with everything you need at Lowry's in beautiful downtown Harmony, where your lawn and garden come to life. Lowry's of Harmony, just 13 minutes away from Chick-fil-A of Highway 21.
It's another back door sneaking in where you've been midnight. Quiet as a Mack truck, lots of luck thinking up an alibi. But every light in the house is on. Everything explanation. Just a big red goodbye and lipstick on the wall. Goodbye says it all. No long explanation. No reconciliation. No let's talk it over number I can call. Goodbye says it all. Goodbye. Could have thrown a knockdown, screaming, shout, have it out tirade. You could have made it real tough, bringing up all the hell that I raised. But no more wasted words on me. No, she kept it short and sweet. She left me no chance at redemption. No further exemption. Just a big red goodbye and lipstick on the wall. Goodbye says it all. No long explanation. No reconciliation. No let's talk it over number I can call. Goodbye says it all. Goodbye. No more wasted words on me. No, she kept it short and sweet. She left me no chance at redemption. No further exemption. Just a big red goodbye and lipstick on the wall. Goodbye says it all. No long explanation. No reconciliation. No let's talk it over number I can call. Goodbye says it all. Goodbye says it all.
Real Country, 550 and 92.9 WAME.
Oh, what a love that'll bind the wounds of loss and heal my heart. Oh, what a love to cast away the pain. Oh, what a love that'll bear for me the cost of a brand new start. Oh, what a love for letting me begin again. Oh, what a life that'll brighten up the corners of a lonely life. Oh, what a life to cast away the rain. Oh, what a life to remove the gloom of facing the dark alone. Oh, what a life I believe I can see again. I remember the day we walked on the beach till sunset that we sang. And the songs that we played were a promise of love that'll last beyond the grave. Oh, what a song learned from the sea talk solely to the young. Oh, what a song to cast away the rain. Oh, what a song to break the bonds of fear that still the sound. Oh, what a song I believe I can sing again. I took what she gave, and the words we'd say were a promise of love that'll honor beyond the grave. Oh, what a love that'll bind the wounds of loss and heal my heart. Oh, what a love to cast away the pain. for me, the cost of a brand new start. Oh, what a love, let me begin again. Oh, what a love. Oh, what a life. Oh, what a song.
Real Country, 550 and 92.9 WAME.
I can hop in my truck, round up my friends, and with any kind of luck, we can end up howling at a harvest moon. On a good night, I can put on my hat, head down to the honky-tonk dance. But on a real good night, I meet a woman like you. Brown hair, blue eyes, once in a lifetime, countryside kind of girl. Heartbreaking, chance-making, wild little love making, shaking up my world. Hey, on a good night, I can picture the day all of my dreams come true. But on a real good night, I meet a woman like you. Turn on the radio and find your strength and go play a little game of an 8-ball pool. On a good night, I might be found dragging with the boys across town. But on a real good night, I meet a woman like you. Brown hair, blue eyes, once in a lifetime, countryside kind of girl. Heartbreaking, chance-making, wild little love-making, shaking up my world. Hey, on a good night, I can picture the day when all of my dreams come true. But on a real good night, I meet a woman like you. Once in a lifetime, countryside kind of girl. Heartbreaking, chance-taking, wild little love-making, shaking up my world. Hey, on a good night, I can picture the day all of my dreams come true. But on a real good night, I'll be a woman like you. Yeah, on a real good night, I meet a woman like you.
Real Country is 550 AM WAME, 92.9 W225BD, Statesville.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The United States and Iran say the Strait of Hormuz is now fully open to commercial vessels. In Provo, Utah, the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk wants a judge to ban cameras from the courtroom and says live broadcasts of the prosecution are violating his right to a fair trial. Tyler Robinson is due in court today. In consumer news, Ford recalling almost 1.4 million of its F-150 pickup trucks in the U.S. because of a gear shift issue. It could lead to drivers losing control of their vehicles and increase the risk of a crash. The automaker is aware of 2 injuries and 1 accident potentially related to the issue. The recall includes F-150 light trucks with 6-speed automatic transmission produced between March 12, 2014 and August 18, 2017. This is SRN News.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline, 800-305-6762. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-305-6762 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. That's 800-305-6762 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-305-6762.
The Carolina Swap Shop. Buy, sell, trade. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Call 888-331-0269.
There's something wrong. Lord, I'm feeling a chill that runs through my heart like a torch cuts through steel. You haven't said a word. Are you feeling it too? Is it cold in here? Or is it just you? Did I leave the door wide open and let the chill just kill that whole desire? Should I put my arms around you or put another log on the fire? Is it my imagination, or did the temperature just drop a notch or two? Is it cold in here, or is it just you? There's no warmth at all when I try to hold you near. You stare into space as if I wasn't here. Did our love just die? Or is it just about to?